Evolution of a trader. A little bit different today than the rest of the week, mainly because if you watch the last few videos, I mentioned how I was running on like no fucking sleep. And oh shit, sorry, I'm looking at AKRX and looking for a sell-off in this situation towards the end of the day right here. But also, you know, holding out a little bit. Got some resistance down around this area. And shit, yeah, it looks like I was right. But I missed it because I was setting all this up so I could chit chat. So I can actually get the live conversation going versus like the recap or whatever. So what I was saying was, you know, this week, this bad boy is selling right off. I've adopted a mind state, a new mind state, and it's similar to a revised version of a concept that Patrick Whelan was talking about with not trading all the time, every day. Don't feel like you have to. And essentially what I kind of took from that was like, stop caring so much about it, if that makes sense. It's like, for example, Skrillex. One of Skrillex's like big quotes that stuck with me was he was trying to be famous in music, a famous musician, like since he was like 12, rock bands and emo bands and stuff like that. And then he said it wasn't until he stopped trying to when he found success. You know, stop trying to be like everyone else. Stop trying to compare. Stop trying to make as much money as you can, like all that shit. And you just like do what you do. And, you know, that's like kind of stopped watching videos. And that was just a coincidence that I recognized. I was just, you know, while I was taking my break, I was like, fuck all these videos. Even though I love you guys and you guys taught me a lot. You taught me everything I know. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I can't keep doing that because it's like by doing that, I'm only in student mode. And sorry, somebody's weed whacking outside, of course. But I'm only in student mode and I never get into trader mode, if that makes sense. I'm always like thinking about what somebody else does and not really focusing on what I do. And then it just like tangles me up and I fuck up and I don't do what I do. So that being said, yeah, I fucking slept in today. It was amazing. So yeah, my main look is at AKRX. The only thing about it is what I don't like, and that being it's going to be a long hold. It's going to be like, you can see these candles barely move that much. But I'm going to go ahead and get in right here because it's looking pretty weak. I do think that there might be some short squeeze action going on because this one is shortable. So I do have my stop at 10 cents up here, just in case. But I am looking, going back to it, I am looking for this little bad boy flop down to at least 30. Get my 20 cents. So while I'm waiting on that bad boy, I'm just going to cruise through and see who else is getting frisky today. TSI up $2, $4, 4.5. and sold off the rest of the day. Man, I wish I was able to. And maybe I don't know. It's fucking hard for me to do this, but it's hard for me to do this because I don't have faith in a stock's like consistency, because so many times where, you know, for example, like right here, this bitch peaks up and you're like, oh, okay, this is a good place to short. And, you know, you're trickling down, or you hop it right here, like, okay, yeah, it's performing, it's moving at like it's moving right here. You see it, but you see it right here 20 minutes before you get in, goes up 50 cents, and you're like, fuck, I'm down $250, you know, if you're in 500 shares or something. And, I mean, but that being said, maybe it's just a matter of holding on till it nears this resistance that I already have drawn out. Answer my own question. But still in that case, like, say the resistance was here, which is more along the lines of what I'm trying to point out, is it's going down, then it jumps up 50 fucking cents, you know? And that's very often the case. So I just really don't have any. I get too anxious about holding a stock like this, but I fucking wish that I could, is what I'm saying. Because I would rather, obviously, be able to hop in a stock, walk away for the day, make one trade, hold on to it, make $500, versus like what I did yesterday. Who was it with? AKT, no. What I did yesterday with BLIN, you know, trade a lot, like trade 3 trades, make $250. And then this little fiasco right here. Well, I'd much rather, because what happens for me is making 3 trades, and now I'm in day trading mode, you know, like speed trader shit. And so when I see this one come in, I'm like, fuck yeah. But then that inconsistency that I'm talking about sucker punches me, and then boom, and it's like, shit. Now I have to double down and pray to God that it doesn't go down another 80 cents. And then pray it does go up to my break even. So that's often the case when I get into those trades. But I think that type of situation is a matter of me just not correctly reading the level 2. Partly that, partly the inconsistency that I was referring to. I mean, maybe what I'd imagine is when I'm, you know, in the future, when I have a larger account and I'm in a more comfortable position financially, I'll be able to take those kind of trades. You know, I make my few BLIN trades in the morning, in the madness of the market open, and then make a little cushion, and then be like, okay, cool, I'm already up $300 or whatever, and I see that, like, say this one was shortable, and it's like, okay, cool, I'm already up $300, it's overextended, let me hit a short on this and then just hold it for the day. Put in some alerts, you know, for when it drops to 780, and then put in some alerts if it bumps up anywhere near my entry or like halfway through my entry, you know, so it goes down all the way to here. I'm like, cool, let me just hold it for the day because it has the potential to keep going down. I'm already up $2. Let me see if it'll go down. I'll put an alert at $9 in case it reverses back. Because like I said, the inconsistency, and get out if that's the case, kind of thing. You know, I would love, that's the dream world, because then I can be living my life that I actually live, enjoy living, and want to improve, and that's why I'm doing this. I can go about doing that rather than sitting here trying to make that $500 for the rest of the day, and just, yeah. Anyway, that's just a random rant while I sit here trying to basically dissuade myself from, I'm out. Okay, so looking at how this stock moves, reading candles. I'm just going to go through kind of one of the things that I use in analysis, because some people watch my videos, or a while back when I shared my videos with some people asking for help, one of them said that it seemed like I don't really have a plan, and that this was a while back, and this is something that I really took to heart and really started focusing in on. But one of the things that I do and always have done is looking at, like, it's like, okay, this one gets oversold, goes on this big run, and then it pulls back 50 cents over 3 hours. What type of candle action was it showing when it drops? And then I say, oh, okay. So there was one of these big fat boys, massive sell-off, and then a little bit of a recovery, but it couldn't handle it. Everybody got scared by that and pulled down 25 cents. And so that will be something that I'm looking for right now. So this is a very similar situation, not as compressed in time, but what we're looking at right now is essentially the same thing. Like, if you look at it on the 5 minute, if you look at it on the 5 minute, it's probably very, very similar to what we saw over there. Giant pullback, squeeze up to near where it was before, and then people are like, nah, I'm too scared. And also, with this being shortable, people, when it starts going down, people will step on the neck. And again, that's what I am looking for, not what I'm tied to happening. You know, it's not guaranteed that's going to happen. That's just what I'm looking for. And this definitely isn't my most efficient trading right here. Like, what I should be doing is hopping in that short on the first red candle or up at that peak. But it's just an adapted version of it, more so in the sense where I'm just kind of waiting for the confirmation of it, because, you know, going with that same theme that I was speaking on earlier about my lack of confidence in the consistency of a stock, I would much rather, unless it's a wild squeeze or like a wild sell-off and I hop in, I would much rather wait till I see some direction going in it, just like yesterday in the BLIN. I was seeing this pattern that I've been seeing often in the market this year. Big jump in the pre-market, more or less a bullish flag looking situation, a little bit of a sell-off. But then what the most important part is this movement up forward after that little bit of the sell-off where everybody took their profit. That was a pretty big sell-off, almost $1. And so, $1. And so the fact that it found its way all the way back up, to me shows, and with that minimum amount of trading, and with this $1 million or million share, was it millions? It says it's only 690. But between the first two candles, 1 million shares in 2 minutes, thing only has 324 on the float ish. I was like, yeah, this thing is going to be doing something. And so I immediately recognized the pattern. And that's when I was able to get in at those lows that I'm not necessarily confident in getting in today with this guy. And so, yeah, it looks like this thing doesn't want to go down, which is kind of annoying because I want it to, because I'm in for this short. But it just doesn't have that pressure to be selling off. Kind of annoying. Every time it gets down to like 455, it's just a fucking gigantic. These are like my favorite trades. I don't trade them as often as I should, but these massive sell-offs in the short squeeze up, not short squeeze, but like a small squeeze up. They're such gimmies. It's like, damn, I love trading those things. Those are like the first trades when I first figured out something, a pattern on here. It was those. It was like the oversold, essentially, and the oversold and the overextended situations. And I did listen to something that some good professional was talking about once. He was talking about the fallacy of something being oversold or overbought, because it could always keep going the direction that it's going, which is like technically true, but just from sheer like human using rather than, because when he says when you look at it like that, then it's like, okay, well, if you say it could keep going, then you're just saying that anything's possible. And then obviously, yeah, anything's possible, but it's just as likely for it to go down as it is to keep going. So, you can split at the foundation, you can split it 50-50. But then once you look at history and you see that stocks generally, I'm just winging it here, but you only see like the stock that he's talking about that keeps going up, you only see one of those like once every quarter or some shit. And then the ones that go from 5 to 100, you only see like once a year. So out of all the stocks that you trade, that's like a tiny fraction of the percentage, which gives you enough, like, on your side of the scale, well, if it was me versus him, it gives enough on my side of the scale to say, no, it is over. It's not 50-50. It's more like 80-20 conservatively, being respectful to his philosophy. But I get what he's saying, but he's just saying, 00101. I think that once you factor in the human aspect of it is where you get the concept of oversold and overextended, because people will just naturally, and this is a good thing for yourself and good thing for you, so I'll use myself. It's a good thing for me in two ways. And this goes for speaking for everybody. It's a good thing because you protect yourself, take your profits, get out. It's like, okay, this is too good to be true. I got to get out, essentially. All right, fuck this stock. And you also, because of that mentality, because you have that mentality, and you're a human and you're in tune with everybody else, that most likely everybody else is thinking that too. So then you're like, oh shit, this thing keeps fucking going up. I got to get out. Or you go, oh, this thing keeps going up. Let me hit it with a short because people are definitely going to be selling off pretty soon here. And that's the fucking basis. I don't know where I came up with that or why that came into my head, but it just sent me on a rant because that was like when you try to put it the way he put it, it basically eliminated the fundamentals of fucking stock trading and technical analysis through technical analysis. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Dude's probably just a fucking nihilistic atheist or some shit. All right, so AKRX is bunk. I'm done with that stock. Fuck that stock. I'm looking at this WKHS. And while it keeps getting bought up like this, I don't know. I see a death soon. There's my 20 cents. Whatever. If anybody's listening to this or watching this, I would love for you guys, for somebody to reach out. Like, I'm not here for like subscriptions and all that shit. I could care less. I mean, it'd be cool if my channel was getting, my videos were getting 5,000 hits a month or some shit, because I would make a little change and I wouldn't be stuck in this stupid sim trading. But I'm not necessarily here for that. I'm here, one, to be able to talk on my ideas out loud, have them documented. So, because I fucking don't like the whole journal thing. This is my version of the journal. That was my entry right there. I'm not the biggest fan of the journal situation, mainly just because, by the time I'm done trading, I usually need a break from trading. And the last thing I want to do is sit there and write a bunch of shit. I wonder if this is the death. And this is kind of killing two birds with one stone, because the whole point of the whole point of the journal is to like keep track of all your trades and see when, and be able to go back and learn from them and reflect on them. And I just feel like having videos is, yep, that was my entry. I just feel like having videos to do that is just way more efficient, because then you aren't trying to remember, when you look back 6 months from now, you aren't trying to remember what you thought and shit like that, because obviously your memory is going to be a little bit jaded and altered, based on what's happened since and where your mind is at the time. So being able to go back and literally listen to what you were thinking about that in that moment gives you a way better, and seeing you do it live and seeing the exact movement of the trade and everything just makes your reflective analysis way more effective and accurate. So that's why I do these. But what I was getting at in a roundabout way was saying, if anybody is watching these, and I'd love for you guys to shoot me an email at evolutionofatrader@gmail.com, because I don't fucking have too many people who I chat with on a regular basis about trading. I reach out to the people I follow and stuff here and there, but they're fucking YouTubers, so they say what they're conversating about in their videos is like what they have to say, when you ask them a question and shit. And a lot of them are like, "Oh, watch my fucking video, I already answered that question," type of thing. And also, they're just busy, in general. So they don't have time to just like chat it up. And I know everybody's busy, but my point is, I don't know, I'm just over talking right now. But my point is, I just want to have some trader buddies that I can have some conversations with and share ideas, because even though I might come off as like pretty intense about my views and my ideas and stuff, I'm just as intense with like considering other ideas, because I'm a learner, and I love hearing other people's philosophies and perspectives, because they'll either, you know, when you consider them, when I'm considering what you're saying, it's either going to lead to reinforcing my idea that my idea is right. All right, we're about to get in. Or it's going to give me a new idea, or it's going to show me like how other traders think. And, you know, just either way look at it, it benefits you, benefits me. And it benefits you because I feel like I have a lot of things to offer conversationally. And even if it's not a matter of, sorry, I'm trying to talk and follow this price movement. Even if, you know, somebody, you know, I think also one of the things with the YouTubers is they'll feel like you don't have anything to benefit them in the conversation because you're their fan or whatever they think. And they know more than you. And so it's like, sure, I might not have as much experience or as much like technical language, the verbiage, or like all the chart patterns memorized and all that shit. But I think that like my perspective on this shit and how I like receive data and process it and can like give you alternative ideas or alternative understandings of the information that you use and abide by. You know, I think stuff like that. I think I have a good ability to like help other people open their mind, essentially. And like either further understand what they do or give them some ideas on how they can do it better or whatever, you know? But yeah, evolutionofatrader@gmail.com. Hit me up anytime. I'll keep an eye out. I'm not too good at responding on comments on here for whatever reason, but I am kind of breaking my rules here, trading in the PM, because I fucking suck at trading in the PM. And I definitely shouldn't be right now. I wanted to get some screen time in today. See what's going on. Ah, damn it. Okay, I'm out. Fuck this stock too. Yeah, I'm down like $100 today. That's what I get for trading in the PM. Yeah. All right, I got one more trade on the day. I'm looking for that breakdown and just below 2190 area. Maybe it'll go lower. Maybe it'll go up. But I was basing this one off a few trades that I saw earlier, or a few candle movements that I saw earlier. I want to keep an eye on it, so I'm not going to scroll all the way back. Nah, fuck it. So this one was the first one I saw right here. And the candle opened a little bit below, right at the bottom of that first red candle. Same with this one, same with this one, and this one. Same with this one. Same with this one. So that's why I got in on this one right here, because it opened up significantly lower. And then, you have it in the opposite, and you keep going down, and then you have it in the opposite direction as well. Here, 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 here. This is more of like what my situation is right now, I think, with this one, but just in the opposite direction. Gaps up, staggers around, and then squeezes. So hopefully that's what I'm looking at right now. Gaps down, staggers around, and then drops. Got my stop at 10 cents. Not really looking to risk much more than that because my profit target is 20 cents. So I got the stop at 22.20. Originally, I was going to post this video completely unedited. So, but we're closing in on an hour video. And just for the sake of people not wanting to fucking sit here and watch the stock market move again, probably, with trades like this where I'm in the moments where I'm just like sitting there not talking, I'll probably edit those out just so people don't have to get rid of the dead silent parts. Lame. Looks like I'm going to be taking a loss on this one as well. Pretty lame, but whatever. I would have switched my bias and get in for long right here for the little squeeze up, because I hate to say it, but I hate to be that guy. Like, I knew that was going to happen. But, it just wasn't reading the signs that I saw to be bearish. And that sucks. But, and what I was I stayed in because I was like, fuck it. It's my last trade. I'll hold to my stop loss because if that wasn't the case, if it wasn't my last trade, then I would have, got out around here or just got out on this dip, like fuck it, and then got back in probably around this area. I know it sounds stupid, like blah 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 blah. Realistically, I probably would have got in when it broke this 20 cent area, because I did have this. This was my absolute get out because it was breaking over this resistance, or this resistance, and it was my 10 cent gauge. But it was my last trade, so So yeah, that's it for the day. Not gonna really waste my time trying to chase anything else. Just gonna put some shit on my watch list for tomorrow morning. Actually try to go to bed at a decent hour tonight so I could be up and at it. And yeah, down 140. Still up on the week, and that's all I want, is to be up on the week. So yeah, signing off.